What is up there, guys, and welcome back to the channel as always. So now, if you clicked on this video, it is most likely guaranteed that you clicked on it because you are in search of a new credit card. So I'm going to assume that most of you are probably new college students, maybe you barely turned 18, or maybe you never had a credit card or of some sort, or you might also be looking for a way to build up your credit. So you're definitely trying out different territories with the credit card to see how this actually works. So that is what we are going to discuss today, okay guys, on how to actually choose your very first credit card, okay? Now let me point something out real quick first. When it comes to credit cards, I know there's like hundreds of different credit cards out there in which you can choose from. So choosing your very first one might not be the very easiest thing, but it also doesn't really matter too much, simply because you can apply for more credit cards down the road after you build up a good amount of credit yourself. So another 6 months to a year, you're going to apply for a different one that you might have been interested in. And with the better credit, it'll be easier for you to actually apply for that credit card. And another thing to point out is also that you're not going to be able to also apply for any credit card right away off from the beginning. So that's why it's good to wait for certain credit cards that you might want to be interested in, simply because you need to start off building some type of credit, okay? So, okay, let's break down some of these steps real quick. Now, the first step that I'm going to list is know how you are as a spender, okay? And I'll tell you right now from the jump, if you know that you yourself are terrible at spending, meaning that as soon as you get paid, you go ahead and waste it right off in that same weekend or whatever, and you have nothing left at the end of the day, then I highly suggest you probably step away from credit cards completely, like entirely, until you are able to actually control yourself financially into not spending so much. Because see, here's the problem, guys. If you're already spending that much with your own cash, I can only imagine how much you're going to spend with someone else's cash. Because essentially that's what a credit card is, okay, right? You're basically borrowing money from the bank with your credit card, which you got to pay back. So if you're already out there spending money of your own like crazy, then what's going to stop you from not doing the same thing with someone else's money? Especially since in your mind, you know you're only going to have to pay at least the minimum to pay them back, which I know most likely most of you will, and it's not a good thing, okay guys? You want to make sure you pay off these credit cards right away, okay? Meaning as soon as you get your statement, you pay it off, boom. You pay no interest whatsoever, and you stay on top of your payments while building your credit at the same time. So if you know you're a terrible spender, stay away from these right away. Don't even think about looking for a credit card, honestly, in my opinion, because again, you're just gonna set yourself up for more trouble in the future, and it's gonna be trouble that you never expected to see, honestly. So now for those of you who actually know how to manage your money and you can keep track of it and know how much you spend, how much you owe, maybe write it down on a notebook or put it on your iPhone or something, then you're already past step one, so that's good. Now step two, again, like I mentioned earlier before, I know there's hundreds of credit cards, okay guys? Now, so the second step to me will be more of doing your research on what type of credit cards are out there. But for those of you who are just starting off with maybe no credit to little credit, then just start something with a simple credit card, okay? Maybe start off with a school credit card. If you go to college, they have credit cards just specifically for you guys out there. Or you can also try just your simplest credit card, which will be just a simple low rewards points of some sort. You won't get nothing too much, but it's just something to get your feet in the water, okay? So do a little research, see what type of credit cards are out there for beginners. Now again guys, your first credit card is gonna be a really limited credit card, so you're not gonna be able to, actually get into the full rewards that some of these credit cards will give you. But again, like I mentioned earlier, just build your credit up with the first credit card you get, and then from there you can diversify into more credit cards. And once you start using these credit cards, again guys, it's really going to be easy and simple, and it'll just make it easier for you to pick out more credit cards in the near future, okay? Now one of the next steps you should do when choosing your first credit card also is to read the fine print, okay? I know a lot of us skip this when it comes to signing papers on just a whole lot of other stuff, but be really careful with the credit card, okay? You got to make sure you read the fine print. Make sure you know what your APR a year is going to be. Make sure you also know if you're gonna have to pay a yearly fee or anything, because there's some credit cards where you have to pay a fee just to use it, okay? Some credit cards will charge maybe $100, $400. I mean, it just depends. I mean, yes, the reward's gonna be bigger, but you also gotta think to yourself, am I gonna be able to pay that fee when the time comes to pay it? So make sure you know what you're getting into when applying for these credit cards, and especially when looking for them, okay? Now the APR, that really shouldn't matter too much if you know you're gonna pay your credit cards in full back on time, okay? If you know you can handle it and pay it back every single month with no problem, then you don't got to worry about that, because all that simply means is that that's how much interest they're going to charge you. And if your credit rate at an average level or below, then they're going to charge you even more interest for not paying it on time, okay? Even if your credit's pretty good, I mean, that doesn't matter. You still don't want to be paying this high interest just for borrowing money, okay? And that's one of the major mistakes people make, is that they assume that you can pay just a monthly statement, but you don't want to do that, okay guys? You don't want to end up paying interest over time. I've done it myself, and once you actually look at the big numbers over the long run, it's not pretty, okay guys? I mean, when you look at your statements and you realize that you paid over $1,000 in interest, you're just like, whoa, that's $1,000 I could have kept to myself. But here I am paying it back to them on top of what I owe. So be very careful when reading this fine print when choosing what type of credit card you're gonna first choose, okay? But yes guys, just follow these really simple rules, and once you've applied them and fully understand them, then go about to your local bank or wherever you think you can get a credit card from. Again, it's a really simple step now. Just go, apply for it. If you get declined, then you might want to choose an alternative route. Maybe co-sign with somebody on the credit card, meaning that you'll sign with somebody else on the credit card, but you'll be on their spending levels, meaning if they're terrible at spending on this credit card, it's going to essentially affect your credit score at the same time. But if you pick someone who's really well known with spending their money and managing it financially really well, then your credit will go up with it also, okay? And this is a really good way to actually start building up your credit if you don't qualify for certain credit cards, okay? But like I said again, guys, this is gonna be your very first credit card, so just be smart with it, don't be dumb. Again, if you know you're a terrible spender, just completely stay away from it, don't even bother with it. And for those of you who are really well with managing your money, then I'm going to mention in a future video coming soon on what you're going to be gaining for rewards as far as being able to actually manage your credit card, because there's a lot of rewards that you will gain if you're using them properly, okay? So anyways guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again guys, it just comes down to really 3 simple steps. Know who you are as a spender, do your proper research, you know, basically know what you're looking for in a credit card, but again, as a beginner you might not have much of a choice, and just read the fine print. It's simple as that. You follow these 3 steps and it'll be simple to just get a credit card just like that. Anyways guys, let me know what you think on the comments down below. If you like this video, give it a like. And as always, if you haven't already, be sure to hit the subscribe button down there for more future videos on financial advice, stocks, entrepreneurship, and just a whole lot of different other ways on how to make money. Alright guys? Anyways, I'll see you guys on the next video.